Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike here from Arizona, and I'm making this video upon request. Somebody has been asking me for a while to make this video on the lighting of this tank, and I'm ready to show you or tell you about the lighting that we have here. I'm sure you have seen the lighting already, but I'm going to explain the lighting because a lot of people want to know exactly what to do, especially for those of you guys who are just getting started with planted aquariums, and you want to know what is the cheapest alternative for lighting. Because here's the thing, guys, lighting is important, but actually feeding your plants is more important. But you also do need the correct lighting for your plants to thrive. So this right here is a very healthy tank of varieties of Anubias. I actually have some Ulvaceous bulbs in here, Madagascar lace plant bulbs. Here's ones that have not sprouted yet that I'm waiting for them to sprout. Bulbs sprout rather quickly in this tank, so I kind of put them in here to get them to sprout. Now, talk about the lighting, okay? So lighting does not have to be expensive. Now, we talked about on my 125-gallon aquarium that I use shop lights. Okay, now that's a good alternative. Now, I thought about using shop lights on this tank. However, we're not gonna, the truth of the matter is it wasn't cost effective really to use shop lights in this tank the way I wanted to use. Okay, so let me show you what I did use. I used these dome lights. Now, each one of these dome lights you can pick up for about $8 a piece at Home Depot. What makes them kind of special is they have these clamps that clamp onto things, okay? Now, that's good. So what I did was when I built this stand, and this is a 2x6 wood right here, I just drilled this, slightly drilled a screw into this wood so I can now hang these dome lamps from this, from the bottom of this, and they can just hang right over the tank. And I can point them in any direction to be able to give more or less light to certain spots in the aquarium. To be honest with you, this light is actually a little bit too strong for this tank. I did have to cut it down from 8 hours down to 6.5 hours a day because there, as you can see, there are some diatoms in the sand, and that's also because the tank is fairly new. However, the lighting was a little bit too strong, but that's okay. The lighting is good, but a little bit too much. But that's why when you have a little bit too much lighting, you get away with cutting down the light and having less hours of daylight in your tank. But the rule of thumb when you're doing lighting on a planted aquarium, especially if you're brand new at this, is you want to get a bulb that is 6500 K. That is daylight color. So the color temperature is 6500 K, and almost any light will do. Now let me show you what I have in here. Now you're not going to be able to see it while it's on, so I'm going to turn it off. So as you can see, this is just a regular CFL bulb as daylight color 6500 K. Now Philips makes a good one. I believe that's the brand of this. This was actually $8 for a pack of 4 of them. So let's put it this way. That was $8, that was $8. The lights themselves were $8. They were $4. So for $24, I basically am lighting a 40-gallon breeder, and it's a significant enough light to be able to grow and have thriving, healthy plants, especially these easy varieties. Okay, now this actually will penetrate. I don't have a par meter or anything like that, so I can't get the scientific data behind it. But when you're just starting out, you're just beginning, that's really what's not important. What's important about this is that you want to feed your plants. So good root tabs is something that you would like to invest in. You can either do DIY root tabs and go with some of the ones you actually see. There are actually some pretty nice videos on how to do that. I actually have one myself. Earlier, probably about last year I made it, but I have a pretty nice DIY root tab video, and other people have definitely done it way before I've ever done it. So I'm not going to take credit for it. Definitely there's other people who have definitely done this way before I did. But root tabs are very important. Dosing, you can get away with not dosing. It just depends on what plants you have. Like any one of these plants in here, these are all Anubias, Ulvaceous, Madagascar lace plant. I would say if you have good substrate, meaning you have something that is in the substrate that the plants can eat, such as organic potting mix or root tabs, your plants will do just fine with 6500K CFL bulbs and root tabs in the dirt. So just so you know, you don't always have to go super expensive to have a planted aquarium. Keep in mind, this is not a show tank. I get that there's just plants just thrown everywhere in here. This is just a place for my koi endlers to breed and for me to house Anubias coming in and out. So I get Anubias in, I sell it, it goes out. And other stuffs like these bulbs that you see over here. These are all Madagascar lace plant bulbs. Here's one that actually is a plant already. They sprout rather quickly in this tank because of the fertilizers in the substrate. So if you want to do good with things like that, you have to make sure you have a good, healthy substrate as well as proper lighting. And I would say you can't go wrong, especially with these. These plants are all pretty easy. Now I've noticed when I went on Live Aquaria, I've been there, I've been to other places, they actually have the Madagascar lace plant as a hard plant, as in difficulty, right? I don't really understand that. I guess it's hard for some people. I have never used CO2. All I've ever done is used organic potting mix, or I've used root tabs, or both. This tank doesn't have organic potting mix at all. Just sand and root tabs, and I'm able to grow things like the Madagascar lace plant, Alvaceous, you know, all of these varieties of Nubius. I just put the roots in the sand. I don't bury the rhizomes. That's how it's done. But when you're doing a tank like this, it does not have to be super expensive. So just so you know, this is what I've done. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it answered a lot of questions for you. And please comment, please like, and please subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.